Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another video. We're going back into the Fighting Legend Vegeta event. We're going to be completing hopefully another one of the new missions, or the category missions, which is going to be joined forces. This team I'm going to be running, I think your only two options, maybe I'm missing one, off the top of my head, for this category to run as a lead is either Blue Boys, who gives you HP and attack and defense plus 150, or the LR Kale Caulifla, who are HP and attack and defense plus 130. So, you know, if you're missing Blue Boys, you do have an alternative if you have Kale and Caulifla. I think if you don't have either of them, I don't think off the top of my head there is really an alternative you can put in. There's a lot of great units here, by the way, don't get me wrong, but I don't think there is an alternative for you to potentially use. And considering the majority of these units, you know, the better units are all LRs anyway. You know, a lot of the kind of the TURs are pretty much free to play units. There's some okay free to play options in there, but most of the decent options are of course LRs. I mean, if you're missing any of the units on this team, like, we're going to be running both versions of Goku and Vegeta. Yes, one of them is strength, but with the damage reduction and the fact, of course, we have the fusion, we've got the HP restoration on the fusion, the 4C enemy super attack with two units on the team, one of them being the Tech Goku and Vegeta. I mean, you saw how well, after they fused as Gogeta, how well they did against SSB Vegeta with the type advantage, the amount of damage, the damage reduction, pretty much unstoppable. So yeah, we've got the best rotation in the game. Blue Boys is very good, especially if you're supering before you're getting hit. They're able to tank a few attacks. You could take the Year 3 LRs, but of course their defense isn't the greatest, but again, you do kind of have two insurance policies with their fusions where you recover full health. So there is that. There's also the Universe 6 LR if you do have them as well. Raises allies defense on super. There's Hitku, who while they are a strength unit are still pretty good. You just have to kind of be watchful of where your health's at, maybe run your items with them, especially because they link quite well with LR Tech Go Frieza as well. And, you know, again, type advantage, once they super attack, they're good for tanking anyway throughout the entirety of the event. Again, as I said, type advantage against SSB Vegeta, going to be doing huge damage against him. And yeah, they link well with Hitku. In terms of any other options, I mean, you can also have these two as well. So there's a couple of Universe Survival. In fact, how many Universe Survival Saga? You've got Blue Boys, Hitku, Go Frieza, Kale and Caulifla, the Gohan and Piccolo. That's 5. I mean, you could, and of course you've actually got the free-to-play units as well, like supports Reps Universe 7, stacks attack, the Krillin and 18. You could actually do a full Universe Survival Saga Joined Forces team. It will still be under the Joined Forces lead, but you can do a Universe Survival Saga version of it, and of course run these two as well, who again has that type coverage against SSB Vegeta. And I think, do they support Universe Survival Saga? No, but their passive has something to do with Reps Universe 7, so you could run that as a team, but for the most part, I don't think that also there's an alternative to run. Where's Blue Boys? Oh, there. There's not really an alternative to run in this event where you can run a different category while still under, you know, the joined forces. You can just run different options. So yeah, that is an option. You know, let me know again how you're finding the new Fighting Legend Vegeta event, whether you're finding it difficult, whether you're finding it easy. And specifically, let me know how you're also finding the missions. Are you finding them quite challenging? That will probably add an extra layer of challenge to the event anyway. I said this when, for example, when the what's that event called? I'm gonna have to go back on the channel and find it. It's when we had the 350 million download celebration. That feels so long ago. It's only a couple months. But the event that came out with that, I've kind of just forgot about that since we finished the missions. I've completely forgotten what the name's called. I'm literally going back. Like, I'm going back past when we were doing Demon Slayer videos. The collection of epic battles. For example, when that came out, I know a lot of people, it was quite a split consensus of a lot of people were like, this is actually quite easy. And then the other half was, do you know what, it's quite difficult. And when you looked into it, the reason for context why it was so difficult, or had an extra layer of difficulty to it, was the fact that, you know, for example, the collection of epic battles specifically, was the fact that when you're trying to complete the category missions, it does kind of add an extra layer of difficulty. Obviously, I'm not comparing the Fighting Legend Vegeta event, you know, to Collection of Epic Battles, because I think the Collection of Epic Battles was probably easier. But the thing that added a layer of difficulty was the category missions and using certain units. You know, for example, depending on which stage you did, you know, depended on if super units had the big damage reduction or if extreme units had the big damage reduction. You know, so in this case, in the Fighting Legend Vegeta event, depending on how your box is looking personally to you, probably depends how difficult you're finding the category missions. So if you just went into this event with the best team you possibly have, with some of the best units in the game, you're probably going to finish it. The main reason where the main outlet of where the difficulty comes from is completing the missions. So, you know, as I said, depending on how your box is looking personally to you, you know, you might do all the category missions prior to that with relative ease, not overly difficult. You might get to like join forces, for example. You know, you might have some of the unit with. Okay, this isn't great. We don't have the best of. We can't even get a super attack off with the friend one right there. But I mean, it's not too bad. We're only on the Super Saiyan phase, so there's still, it's not the worst thing. But you know, you might get to join forces and be like, well, you know, I have blue boys, but I don't have Kale and Cauliflower, I don't have this unit, I don't have that unit, and you don't really have that many options to kind of substitute in. So maybe your team's looking a bit bare bones, you know, it's going to take you quite a few tries, it's quite difficult, because, you know, you're missing some of the better units on joined forces, you know, and that's where the difficulty comes from, depending on how your actual own box is looking for certain categories. And obviously, the better the units you have, obviously the easier it is going to be completing some of these missions. So that's probably where the difficulty is going to come from. In terms of just standard difficulty, this probably isn't, as I said, in terms of difficulty, the way I've kind of compared it is, it's harder than the original Goku event, only slightly, and that's mainly because of the final phase with the lowering of the defense. As I said, if you got to be careful, it can catch you if you're not too careful. You know, with item management, you know, where your health is prior to, you know, the rest of the turn taking place. And, you know, who's taking what and where the super attacks. That is RNG based, but where the super attacks are kind of coming up from. So, as I said, it's kind of a little bit more difficult than the original Goku event, but it's easier than the GT Goku event. But I can definitely tell that where the difficulty comes from is probably more than likely going to be, you know, the category missions themselves, and how, as I said, how your box is personally looking for you. In terms of joint forces, if you do have some of the better units, which fortunately I do, I think joint forces is going to probably be relatively easy. The reason why I say this is because you have quite good coverage, even if you don't have, or even if you choose not to use, for example, LR Gohan and Goten. I took them because once you fully build up their passive, they get like additional attack and defense plus 100% after, I think it's like 10 attacks or something. And then they have the active, and the damage output is really nice. But, you know, if you don't have them, and maybe you do go down, you know, we're getting supered quite a lot, by the way. So we've actually taken quite a bit of damage quite early on, but we keep getting supered. So, I mean, Vegeta, if you want to chill out just a bit, that would be great. Thank you so much. You know, if you do go down a kind of like the rep/universe survival saga route of joined forces units, because to be fair, there's actually quite a lot on that team if you look at it. You know, and especially because the free-to-play units from that team are actually pretty good as well. As I said, you've got the Tien and Roshi, who of course also support Reps Universe 7 category allies. There's also the Krillin and 18 who stack attack, who are pretty good and quite fun to use as well. You know, you have that Gohan and Piccolo. There's also Gohan and Frieza, but they're not very good. But Gohan and Piccolo, even the bigger ones and the main lead, Blue Boys, you know, Kale and Cauliflower are from Universe Survival Saga, same as Hitku, go Frieza. So if you do go down that route, or you're missing some of the better units, I still think this joined forces is probably relatively doable, especially even if you do go down like the Reps Universe 7/Universe Survival Saga route, and you need to use some of the free-to-play units, because they're pretty good. Tien and Roshi, after they're fully stacked up, pretty good. They support the Reps Universe 7 category allies as well, which means they're going to be doing even better. Not only that, Tien and Roshi are probably going to be quite fine in the final phase, even if they do Vegeta lowers defense, because they do have type advantage. So that is a kind of like a small bonus. So You know, I don't think this one will be too difficult. If you're missing like every single of the big pullable units, then yeah, you're probably gonna struggle. But you know, if you have Kale and Cleafla, fantastic. Even if you don't have Blue Boys and you run double Kale and Cleaflas, it's not the worst in the world. It's actually a pretty good alternative. Yes, you got less on the category lead and overall less health as well. But don't forget, LRK and Caulifla stack attacking. No, they stack defense, which is going to be huge to tanking against Vegeta, especially if he's low in your defense. Also, throughout the entirety of the event, they're going to get the built-in additionals. You got any dupes in them, they're going to be hitting crits and extra additionals. Also, they have the evade up until the final phase as well that you can take advantage of, just like LRUI Goku from year 6. So you've already got a fantastic option there and an alternative for a lead. You know, if you have Go Freeze, I've already said, you already have that immediate type, type coverage. As long as you're supering prior to them getting hit, they should tank quite well. You know, 100k on a super isn't too bad. I mean, that is early on, but we've been supered quite a lot. Again, the type coverage against SSB Vegeta is going to come in handy even more because they're one of the hardest hitting units in the entire game. So if they're attacking a unit that has type disadvantage against them, they're going to be doing huge damage. The only part where you're going to have to be careful, quite obviously, is going to be against the God phase, because that's where they're going to have type disadvantage, because of course Vegeta's in there. So there is that. You will have to watch out for that. But I mean, every unit on a team's going to have, you know, a phase where they're going to have type disadvantage. You're going to probably have to kind of watch out for them. I have brought the strength Goku and Vegeta, which a part of me is a little bit nervous, but don't forget they do have the damage reduction, and I feel like the pros outweigh the cons in the sense that, again, you have these, if you do use them, and for example I am, you have the best rotation in the game. They're perfectly linked together. If my Tech Goku and Vegeta were level 10 links, it would be even better, but my strength ones are, so I mean, it's a bit extra. You know, it probably won't do the absolute most, but it's a bit extra. Do I use their active now? I can't remember what their active does. I literally used it the other day and I've already forgotten. Key plus 24, attack plus 70%, and defense minus 50% for 1 turn. Do you know what? The best scenario for us to use that is either now, because we have type advantage. That way we won't take too much damage anyway, because I'll probably pop an item anyway if this turn, regardless if we use the active or not. And that's where they're going to be doing the most damage. Or the better place to use it here would be against SSB Vegeta, where we're kind of guaranteed to get the win. So I'm going to go Eta just to make sure we survive the turn. And I'm going to pop the active with... I'm silly. I'm silly. Oh no, would you look at that? We're back to 170k health. And oh my god, we can use Goku and Vegeta's active again. My Dokkan must have crashed. Oh no. What a shame. But it worked in our favor. Dokkan crashing has helped us. Yeah, you saw nothing. You saw nothing. Yeah, what was I saying? I completely forgot. Oh yeah, it was their active. I'm going to pop an item anyway. We're close to getting a Dokkan attack. You can kind of make up for the fact that we're going to be losing 50% defense, and also we have type advantage. So yeah, this is probably the best place to use them. That way we can avoid taking extra damage on, for example, the LR Go Freezer, who has type disadvantage here. Who, if they get hit with a super, we're either going to be in big trouble, or we're probably going to die. So popping both their actives, probably not the worst thing to do here. And, you know, because our Dokkan crashed, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, I got to use their active and then heal like I was originally planning to do. It's funny how life works, isn't it? You know what? Life's working in our favor. I should have the friend one in the first slot, but I've kind of messed up there. Oh well. It's still gonna do big damage, but the Go Bros, not Go Bros, the Blue Boys. Go Bros is on this team, but wrong unit. The Blue Boys would actually, the Friends Blue Boys would have been served a lot better, especially with the, I think, what, 3 dupes my guy has in his? But regardless, this is still going to do a lot of damage, regardless, but yeah, I should have had the friend one in the first slot, but I didn't realise. Ah well. Ah well. We move. Big 9.2 milli crit regardless. Damn, big 9.2 milli crit regardless. At this rate, I might not even needed had to have activate both. I don't mind that I have. It would have been nice to kind of have it if I needed it, but I probably wouldn't have used it past this phase. Unless, as I said, unless you were guaranteed to win in the SSB phase. Or the SSBE phase, sorry. Actually, no, maybe we are gonna... Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know the God phase of this event could actually dodge. I'm pretty sure Blue can, and I know SSBE can, I'm pretty sure. I didn't know God could dodge as well. Okay, good to know, good to know, good to know. I mean, we actually got super attack off for the friend one, so maybe using the active wasn't the worst thing in the world. But I didn't know he could dodge. Good to know. Good to know. See, do I use yours now and then take advantage of your 5-turn 4C enemy super attack? No. I'm not going to do that. That seems silly. I'm not going to do that. 18 key off with both of you. I'm going to get an 18 key off with Go Freeze as well. Full 24 key as well, which means that's going to be big damage. Big damage. We've still got the extra defense from the Aether as well, so we're going to be taking no damage this turn, especially with the damage reduction on both Goku and Vegetas. I'm going to save both of the fusions for the end. Actually, I'm more likely to save the tech one, just because we kind of become a little bit less defensively safe with the strength one. But it's there if we need it for the you know, the HP recovery and also the 4C enemy super attack once the Tech Gogetas runs out. Because we will have tap disadvantage there, which as I said does kind of make me nervous. But I couldn't pass up running the best rotation in the game, especially when they both have damage reduction. Like, it's just such a good rotation to run, and just such a valuable tool to have on their kit. You know, the health recovery, the damage, the counters, even though in the last phase they are open to a bit more damage, and especially the constant 4C enemy super attack is massive. How's defense looking? They're on 124k. We do, it's pretty sure it's greatly for these two, right? Yeah, greatly raised attack and defense, which we've got. I'm not sure how many attacks Gohan and Goten have actually done. Obviously, by the time we get onto the SSB phase, we're 100%. They've got the attack and defense plus 100% that we've been building up throughout the event. But I'm at this current moment in time, I'm not sure at all how many super attacks they've done so far. So I don't know where their passive is sitting. I'll have to keep checking their defense and see where it's at. Specifically defense, because that's the stat I just checked. I remember it's like 123, 125k. How much damage it's going to do? Jesus! I mean, we didn't get one shot, which is good, but 351k, I think that was. To be fair, no item active, so again, not too bad. Maybe I should have had Kale and Caulifla there. I mean, I put them in the middle because there was more attacks. I think there's one extra one, but damn. 351k. I mean, at least Kale and Caulifla would have had the chance to dodge that, but shit, calm down, man. Is this because I absolutely destroyed you on the int phase, on the god phase? Is that because the blue boys, I keep saying go bros, is it because blue boys just absolutely demolished you with their actives? Jesus. See, I could use now because then again it's a free heal, but I'm not going to do that. In fact, do I even need to? They have more defense, so I'm going to put them here. We can't get the 18 key because I want to save these so at least they can get their 12 key off. I feel like we'll be good to not use an item here. I say that, and we've already taken over 30k on a basic. Please do not super these two. Please. I put them in slot 1 because they had more defense. Additional. We've already got the crit on the first super attack. Now we're getting additional. So far, so good. I'm pretty sure an item wasn't necessary here. I feel like these two will do enough damage to even to the point where they don't kill Vegeta. They get an additional regardless, so even if they don't kill Vegeta here, the blue boys should easily do enough damage for us to move on. And we've avoided the super attack. Yeah, okay, good. I was right. Okay, final phase. We still have 3 items left, which is good. Really good item management. And now this is where Go Freezer is going to absolutely go wild. This is where they are going to absolutely decimate. If you ever watched WWE back in the day and you remember Jim Ross, you know, Jerry the King Lawler and Jim Ross, it's going to be an absolute slobberknocker. That voice is terrible, you know what I mean? Absolute slobberknocker, folks. Absolute slobberknocker. What's the defense saying? 343k on Kale and Caulifla. These two raise their attack and defense on Super. We've got an Aether active or a Snake? Snake, so we've got the damage reduction. I could actually get the 18 off of them, but I'm not going to because I'm going to save these for the blue boys and get their 18 instead. We should be good in terms of damage of this turn. The damage reduction is really going to help us, but more so we have a lot more health than we did at starting. So yeah, we should be good. Now, because now Go Freezers really won't take that much damage. Raising their defense on Super while having type advantage, they should be safe. And then with the Snake active as well, with the damage reduction and where our health is currently at right now, blue boys greatly raising their attack and defense on Super should be good as well. And Cat and Caulifla, we know they're fine. They have over 350k defense. They've just supered about 3 times in a row. Their defense has been stacked up even more. They are not a worry. But a crit here would be good, considering I couldn't get the 18 key off. I think I was literally missing 1 key to get their 18. Okay, you super in that. This shouldn't do too much, I don't think. Yeah, 130k. I mean, that's still quite a bit on a basic, though. Which I'm not a fan of, because you have type advantage. But still, I heard Vegeta's basic damage is... It's kind of up there. So, I mean, maybe that was to be expected. So, how much damage are we going to take here? I mean, we've actually greatly raised their attack and defense twice. Because of the built-in additionals that is now a super. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, fine. 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 I think I am going to pop the Aether, though. I am going to use their active just because they have type advantage and it's going to do the most damage now. Use every ounce of power you've got in you. Come here. And you kind of sped up a bit quick. But you get the sentiment. 2.89 milli crit. Love that. Love that. We're going to pop the Aether. We should now be able to fuse with these two instead, which I kind of wanted. We can now foresee enemy super attack. So once theirs run out, we can use the fusion to get the Vegeta, which has many pros. Because again, we'll recover, I think, 70% HP from him doing that. Also, we do have counters, which is nice. The damage output is pretty good, especially if they crit. But also, we have to foresee enemy super attack all the time, which is actually in the middle. Shit. I don't know what I want to do here. I think I'm gonna do this. I'm still kind of worried though, because that's a lot of attacks to take with type disadvantage, even with the Aether active. Like why did the super attack have to be in slot 2? Because then at least it would have been 1 attack and we would have been fine on a basic. It probably would have done quite a bit of damage, but we would have been fine. Like, the damage reduction, I don't think is going to save them. But it would have been 1 attack, which is why the second slot was perfect. But the fact that that's a super is kind of thrown a spanner in the works. Like, we're going to take no damage off it, but now they're taking about 4 attacks with type disadvantage. The only benefit I can see is they've even dodged their super. Please don't dodge the second one. Thank you. The only benefit I see is they have the damage reduction. We have an Aether active, which gives them more defense. Oh. Maybe I underestimated them. I mean, I still wouldn't have let them take a super, but then maybe they would have been fine in slot 1 and I didn't have to break up the rotation. Oh, I feel kind of stupid now. We still got the extra defense, though. We'll give you these. We can get the 18 key off with Go Freezer, which is good. So hopefully there's a crit coming Vegeta's way, because then that's going to absolutely mollywop him for damage. And that's basically Goku and Freezer whipping out like Frieza's alien dick and slapping him in the face with it, and Goku's just rubbing his balls all over his face. But no, my luck, you probably, well, I don't even know what kind of analogy that is, but Frieza probably won't even crit. For some reason, whenever I use them, they just don't like critting. Even though right now is the ideal scenario for them to crit, because they will do big damage. So if you wouldn't mind, could you crit? You are rainbowed after all, so critting an additional really isn't out of the question. It's not a big ask. And then you got Kale and Caulifla just doing it for fun. Alright, come on. Big crit. Big crit. Huge damage. Come on. This is why I brought you, to proper do some damage on this phase. Come on, big crit. There we go. 3 milli crit. No additional, but that's fine. At least you got the crit off. No super attack this turn as well. Nice. Nice. Good turn. Very good turn. Vegeta's almost dead. Crit from Blue Boys. Additional super maybe? No. Okay. Maybe I'm asking too much. There's a super attack in the first slot. I'm gonna do... What's the link saying? Oh, that's a hell of a lot better. I think Blue Boys will still get enough ki. Yeah, they will. We should be good. We might not. To be fair, we might be able to kill Vegeta in this turn. Oh, that was a bit much on a basic for a unit that's. Do you know what? I keep saying this, but I'm pretty sure Vegeta's basics are actually quite devilish in terms of how much damage he does, regardless of type advantage. And also the damage reduction. But still, type advantage and damage reduction, and you're doing that much on a basic. It's a bit much. Big 5 milli attack stat from Go Bros. This might actually kill Vegeta right now. Oh, there's literally a pixel. Never mind, the pixel doesn't matter. We're going to slap you with a ki blast. Boom, join forces complete. As a join forces is actually quite easy. There's a lot of... If you have the tech units, especially the big summonable LRs, you're doing so much damage that you don't have to worry about them. But there is another category complete, an extra 5 stones, 25 more, and we got another summon. Which, by the way, if we do pull my boy off this banner eventually when we get 50 stones each time, I will record it as a small clip. So you will see if I do pull him. We'll do some more of the Vegeta banner summons. Is Dokkan going to bless us potentially with a good ticket summon off this? We got Krillin and Piccolo. Whether Krillin was by himself or Piccolo brought his son. Are we going to get anything off the banner? We didn't last time, Super Saiyan 1. We're going to get a screen break. If not, we're getting nothing. Yeah, we're getting nothing. We are getting nothing. Fortunately, I can't be like the people on Twitter who pull the LR Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta off like their first ticket. But once again, do let me know how you find the new Fighting Legend Vegeta event. That's another category complete. I'll see you next video, guys, and peace.